Hello everybody, welcome to another video, and welcome to day one of the PowerMac G5 Hackintosh filming. Now I thought this was going to be a pretty cool thing to sort of do and chuck up on the second channel, just sort of fleshes out the series a bit, gives you a bit more to sort of watch. I'm trying something a little different for this series. I want this to be the best thing I've ever done, quality-wise, so I'm really spending a lot of time. I've dedicated nearly a whole week to recording these videos. So you can see all the parts there. If you're seeing this, you've obviously already seen part one. If you haven't, then go watch that first. But there is a script. I have been scripting some of my videos. I've been sort of experimenting for the last few months. It's about 1,000 words. That's the script for part one. And then on the right hand side there we have all of our B-roll shots that I'm going to be recording today. Today is B-roll recording day, so all of the parts. I am not going to be recording them up here. That's what I'm changing. This is a very, very dark room. There's a window there, and the light falls away the further back you go. And the sun at the end of the day is behind us, so there's only real good daylight coming through this window in like up until mid-afternoon. So as soon as it hits like 4 o'clock, the light just disappears and then the video looks crap. That, mixed with the fact you're up against a red wall here, this is a really dingy room. That's what I'm trying to say. It's terrible for recording video, and it puts a lot of strain on the camera, and it just doesn't look very good. The colours don't look well. It's not a light picture at all. It's a very dark, dingy picture. So I've decided to record the B-roll for this part at least. I'm just sort of experimenting and then seeing if it looks decent. Then I'll record the majority of it down there. But I'm recording the majority of it in the hallway. So this is the ghetto setup, guys. This is my hallway. It looks terrible, sort of, when you've got all coats and stuff over there, but the camera is sat there. I've got one light up there because I can't fit another one down here. And basically, camera's going to sit here. I'm going to record what I need to record, and in effect, you're only going to get that part of the table. So it's a much lighter wood than the desk I've got upstairs. Light wood is always better for recording video. You've got a nice, bright, white background. It's a lot more neutral, and it's a lot brighter. So it should cause me less headaches when it comes to post-processing in Final Cut later. So yeah, that's the one softbox I got going. Bounces off the ceiling. Does a pretty good job. It's nice and bright in here. And yeah, that's the setup, guys. Canon EOS M, using the 18 to 55mm. It just saves me a lot of headaches using the 18 to 55, because if I'm using the 22, then it restricts me in terms of, although I have a nice sort of, because it's an f2 aperture, I can get a really nice soft background, but I can't, it's not very flexible in terms of the kind of shots I can pull off, because it's only a prime lens. So yeah, that's the setup. I'm going to get on with it now. I'll keep you updated. So, I had the first couple of shots on the CPU. Now, I don't know if you picked this up in the video, the proper video, but this is actually an Intel Pentium processor that I'm shooting the B-roll with. The Core i5 that I am using in the G5 is currently in use in my Hackintosh. I wanted to test if it was working and stuff, and I depend on that machine. I still need to edit these videos, so I had to think of a workaround. So I'm building a computer for someone else. They happen to be using a Pentium, so I was sort of holding it and angling it towards the light, so the little etched writing on the chip doesn't show up. I was looking at sliders, like dolly sliders, so you can get really nice looking pans, but to get a decent one they cost an unbelievable amount of money. Then I found out that of this little trick. Now these are little what do you call them? Furniture sliders. You put them underneath the legs on your furniture, and then you can slide them across carpet. I've got sticky Velcro. Sticky Velcro. Velcro is sticky. Velcro on the furniture slider and on the tripod, and it basically just allows me to glide the tripod across the carpet. It works brilliantly. You have to really have a steady hand to keep everything still and slow it down at a nice pace. But it's a super, super cheap workaround at getting a proper slider. It's really hard to grasp just how massive this cooler is. And I mean really massive. I was looking at the video and it really doesn't look... It just looks like a beast-looking cooler. It really doesn't sort of show just how humongous this is. That's a stock Intel cooler, and that's the Salmon. It is a behemoth of a thing. It is absolutely monstrous. I just want to make a quick point on this motherboard, because obviously this is recorded before part 1 has gone up, but I can almost guarantee someone is gonna have a little dig at this motherboard and say, why didn't you go with a Z97 or H97? A couple of reasons, really. One, this was cheap. I'm on a budget. Two, it's all I need. I don't need any features off my motherboard. As long as it holds the CPU, it holds the RAM, has space for my graphics card and a Wi-Fi card, I am set. I really don't need special fancy overclocking features. I don't need any of that. I only need 4 USB ports. Yes, 6 would have been nice, but I have 4 in the back of my Hackintosh at the moment. And then if I need to plug anything in, like my phone or my camera or whatever, I plug it into one of the front USB ports or the iMac. So I don't need any more than 4. The H81 chipset is familiar. I've used it in my Hackintosh. I'm using the H81N motherboard in my current Hackintosh now, so I know exactly what goes wrong, how to fix it. I know it's good with OS 10, works out of the box pretty much. So it's familiar. I've been there, I've done that. I know what the chipset is all about, and yeah, it'll do the job. Again, it's not that fancy. It's completely bare bones, but it'll get me by just fine. And then if I do want to splash out and get a Z97 down the line, then I can. Just finished up, and the heavens have opened. Absolutely pouring down. Literally 20 minutes ago it was totally sunny, so the Welsh summertime. But yeah, we're pretty much done now. I just got to put these put this machine back together, basically. Did I mention this on the actual build video? But this mechanism, this whole screwless thing is shit. Absolute dog shit. Doesn't work. So yeah, off topic again. I'm all done now, guys. It's just gonna be a case of putting everything back together now and tidying up. Another day, and today is the talking bit, basically. I've got the light set up. This is basically my fixed camera angle setup. Now these, usually I use the window there, usually around just about as the sun goes down, because the sun goes down behind us. You get this really nice sort of clean, not harsh light coming through just about as the sun goes down. So I before I got that, I used that as almost like a third softbox. So I had this one, this is at half brightness, just sort of to fill out the shadows and stuff. I've got this one here, which is a nice high power one, bouncing off the ceiling and just basically making everything nice and bright. And then I was using that as a third softbox, effectively, to balance the light. Now I've got that there, which is a very, very glossy display. Unless it's completely dark and covered up with the curtain, it just blows. It's just a massive highlight. So the video now is going to have a slightly more natural look, I guess, because I'm not having light coming from 3 different angles. So it's sort of be replicating as if I had like a window here and nothing there. So it's more of a natural look. It doesn't look too bad. I've tested it out. I quite like it, and it just avoids having massive bright white things coming off the iMac in the background. So yeah, camera's just charging up. I need to get myself another battery. When you're recording these videos, having one battery is just not enough. I've got the 22mm prime lens. This is a beast of a lens. I love it to bits. For the fixed focus stuff, f2.0 is just really, really nice. So it's the next day now. I've been using this Nexus 4 for the last few months, and it is just slowly dying a slow and painful death. The camera crashes most of the time and doesn't save video files sometimes, and so I'm just going to hope for the best here. But it's the next day, all the footage has been imported, and I've just started editing. And I genuinely believe this is the best a PowerPC Hub video has ever looked. A couple of days ago, I spent pretty much a whole day practicing color correction and exposure correction, and just to try and make the video look as consistent, as crisp, and as nice as possible. Of course, I'm limited with what I can do. I'm not in a full studio room with massively expensive camera equipment, but I think it looks pretty damn good for what I got available to me. I don't think it's going to show up very well on this camera, but this is the raw file without exposure change. So that's with, and that's without, and it doesn't show up very much. And that is it without color correction. It's a very, very warm image. The shadows are completely crushed down the bottom there, and then you've got massively blown out highlights behind us on the monitor, and then up where that softbox is in sight. The color correction gives the image a more cool sort of appearance. You've got blue behind me, so it was relatively easy to fix that. Just makes the skin tones look a little bit more natural. Brings the highlights down, as I said. It just levels out the image a bit. And then exposure, just bring the shadows up a tiny bit. It's not a massive amount, but it just gives it a more bright, because when you've got this very warm image under artificial light, you can almost tell that you're inside and it's nighttime sometimes. So it's very important especially when you're in these conditions, to make the image cooler for one, and well, it depends what white balance you've got set up on your camera, but the end product is a nice bright image that, if you weren't conscious of, I was standing in front of two softboxes and it was dark outside, then you wouldn't be able to tell that was shot in the middle of the night. And then the B-roll footage, that's looking really, really good. You can see quite a big difference here. This probably isn't the best shot to show. This is one of the G5 at the top. This is, I'm not sure if I did anything to the exposure on this. I think it was pretty spot on, yeah. This is without color correction. Very, very yellow image. That's why I shot, as I said earlier on in the video, a couple of days ago when I was shooting the B-roll footage, shooting in a light room with a white background. It is so much easier to fix your video. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this, whatever you want to call it, behind the scenes filming vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, look forward to part 2 coming sometime in the next week. Bye bye, guys.